A lot of people don't like to talk about costs and prices, but I mean, being frugal and going on a local level has allowed me to accomplish everything in life that I've ever wanted to. So this channel is about lifestyle. I traveled the US in my 20s. In my late 20s, I traveled with small children. In my 30s, I was a stay-at-home dad, okay? In my 50s, I traveled the world. My frugality allows me to live my life in the present moment, where I'm not putting it off.
We're Frank and Angie. We're in Eastern Europe. We're traveling. We went to Italy from Ecuador, and then we
went from Italy to Georgia, and now we're in Armenia.
We went to Georgia, now we're in Armenia, and then we're going to be going to Bulgaria, and then from Bulgaria potentially to Italy.
All right, so Mexico's bankrupting me. We're going back to Ecuador. This video is about cost comparison. And yeah, some people like stodgy, boring titles like cost comparison, Mexico, Ecuador, and other people like to have a little pizzazz and, get bankrupted by being in Mexico, which you very well could be. Like we live retire early lifestyle, right? And, talking about, it always comes down to money, right? I mean, it's like costs. And you've got two different camps here, For example, when you live in high cost of living areas, you're competing with people that are looking for high paying jobs. And when you go abroad, you're competing with the same people that are going abroad. So you're just competing with high cost of living. So I thought I'd give a little explanation as to what the focus of our channel being is, that we do things frugally, and it's like in Mexico, everything that's important costs like at least 2 to 3 times as much as in Ecuador. I mean, I can go to Ecuador right now and get a brand spanking new 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment for $200. I mean, people here, you can't get anything here for less than same housing, okay? 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You're paying at least $700 here, $650, $700, and that's the bottom range. Now you can get small studios and 1-bedrooms, unfurnished, that kind of thing. But I'm saying on a cost comparison basis, and you can easily pay much more than that in Mexico. You can easily pay $800, $900, $1,000, and even higher depending on where you're at. Now you can find spots where it's a little bit less. Right now you also have another consideration besides just the regular retirement press traffic you normally are getting from the mainstream of retirement press. You're also getting a disruption traffic. I call it a disruption traffic. It's a disruption in airline travel. So you've got a lot of people that are concerned about those disruptions. And so I am personally seeing with my own eyes, people that are moving back from other South American countries to be in Mexico, to be closer to the US in case something happens. They don't want any issues with some kind of airline disruption or travel disruption that they don't want to have to deal with. So I am seeing some traffic with that, and I'm seeing Americans that haven't yet gone abroad use that line of thinking to justify moving to parts of Mexico, like border areas like Baja and stuff, to be closer, to the U.S. because of those airline disruptions. And so what that does is it creates a high cost of living competition issue. And, you've got stuff like not just rents, I said all the important things. For example, dental, like it also happens in Ecuador. So I'm not promoting Ecuador over Mexico, but Mexico is 2 to 3 times higher on everything that I'm seeing so far. And people can go to Ecuador and pay too much there too, without really knowing it. I know that people there that, if you insist on going to an English-speaking dentist, for example, I know people that are paying $100 a filling, and I know that they're way more than that in the States. And so that's a problem. Now, when I go get a dental work, I don't pay that. And incidentally, I want to mention that in the membership area, where we support you and answer questions and show you how to do these things, where you can go local. I mean, the cost of being in the membership area is a pittance compared to what you get if you just get 2 fillings at a local rate. It's more than pays for the membership area. So, you know, if you are serious about living abroad and want to have that support, consider the membership area. For example, the fillings here are twice as much on a local rate as they are in Ecuador, and not just Ecuador. I mean, we've been to Europe. Incidentally, the cost of dental work is a little bit higher on even a local rate in Europe, but yet the Americans that go to, say, Ecuador pay more money in Ecuador to get their dental work than I can get in Western Europe on a local rate. And when I go to Eastern Europe, I can get it for even less than, of course, less than what it costs in Western Europe. So yeah, Eastern Europe can be lower, but again, it has to do with implementation. You can talk about prices, but implementation is one thing. You know, I mean, people say they want to live locally, but implementation is another. So yeah, that's what the membership area is for, to help you with implementation. And people say, oh, just get a friend, but you know, okay, good luck. I see. So far, everything that's important, your dental work, your rental rates, is 2 to 3 times higher in Mexico. A lot of people don't like to talk about costs and prices, but you know, I mean, being frugal and going on a local level has allowed me to accomplish everything in life that I've ever wanted to. So this channel is about lifestyle, you know. Our channel is a guide on living well. Somebody said in the comment, I like to think of your channel as the thinking person's guide to living well, and I really like that. I might start using that. I appreciate that. Thank you for the input. The thinking person's guide to living well. So that's what we talk about here. We talk about and we think about and we talk about living well. So yeah, everything seems to be 2 to 3 times more expensive in Mexico, because I know in the US, you know, and anywhere, your biggest expenses are your housing. You know, you've got your housing, and then you've got your transportation, and then your food. Generally speaking, those are the top 3 to really focus in on if you're just starting out with this. And that's always a consideration anywhere you live. And so you've seen a lot of my videos where for 10 years we haven't owned a vehicle. We're walking because that's what we want to do. It was one of the things on our bucket list, was we wanted to be more active, and it keeps you in shape. And so, but then you saw me in a car here a couple of videos back. Well, the way I use the car is like some of the really popular financial gurus, is that you don't use it. Like I have a car and I drive it once a week, and I drive it for maybe 30 minutes, and so it's costing me like $25 to $30 in gas per month, plus maybe another $30, $40 for the amortization, the cost of the vehicle per month, and then maybe another $30, $40 for maintenance. So maybe not even that much. So my transportation costs are under $100 a month. I have spent like $70 a month just in Salinas, Ecuador. When you land in a place that's not so friendly towards walking, which Salinas was not on the coast, not as much as Cuenca, Ecuador. So some places a little more friendly towards walking than others. And so even with using public transportation, mostly buses and some taxis, we were spending about $70 a month. So, you know, owning a car for maybe $75 to $100 a month, it's in line with the higher end of the transportation living abroad cost. But for US standards, which we don't like to do, we don't like to compare, I mean, you know, it's still within a frugal budget, under $100 a month, you know, somewhere around $50 to $75 a month is still considered, to me anyway, to the thinking man's guide to living well, it is still a good spot to be in. So, you know, we see that it's not necessarily about whether you have or don't have a car, or whether you know, it's like It's all about how everything fits in together and how it pans out on the ledger so that you can still do what you want to do. And coming to Mexico and paying, you know, because I made a video, my rent just doubled. And, you know, coming to Mexico and paying 2 to 3 times as much for all of those kinds of things it doesn't have to be a deal breaker just because we're thinking man's guide to living well. So we adjust some of the other things. So the rent is higher. The transportation is sort of in line, but on the high end with the car, even with the car. And then the food is about the same. So the food's about the same or maybe slightly higher. So I'm not saying you can't go find, you know, a lower cost area in Mexico. It's just that a lot of the places that are well known pretty much fit the same profile. And especially, as I said, the areas that are seeing disruption traffic, they're starting to really inch up in pricing. So you have to be very careful about that. All right. I hope you got something out of that. Thanks for coming to our channel and have a wonderful day.